Gina Ramcharan, and I'm so sorry, I don't actually know if that is how you say your last name. I apologize. Okay. So she actually founded Idea Manufacturer in 2013. Knowing that the small business community could benefit from the strategic influence she provided in the luxury brand arena. So as a thought leader, she partners with clients to develop new ideas and strategies that breathe life into their businesses while forecasting potential obstacles to avoid or eliminate. So basically, she is the Marie Kondo of business consulting, but cooler. So she's worked with clients in the personal services, retail, e-commerce, hair care, nonprofit, construction, consumer goods, and food beverage industries, and has loved every minute of it. So really happy to have you here, Gina. Something we mentioned earlier, Gina not only is a great resource, but she was also a review partner through the process for our grant application. So she also helped pull out some really great grantees, and is the reason why a lot of you are in this room right now. So Gina, thank you so much. And we'd love for you to kind of cover how businesses right now can kind of adapt during COVID, and potentially cover some common hardships that you're seeing that businesses are facing right now, and how businesses are addressing those hardships.
Well, COVID-19, unlike other things that we've ever seen hit the economy or the small business landscape, you can watch the market and know that there may be an economic downturn, but COVID-19 hit the business community like a tsunami. There was no time to prepare. There was no time to immediately assess what's next. It just laid a foundation of just unprecedented uncertainty. One of the symptoms of entrepreneurship is operating within a silo, having a silo mentality, and immediately owners were forced to grasp kind of the Cliff Notes version of the long tail of the business ecosystem. And an example of that is a contractor had a multi-store project, but his tiles were from Spain were stuck on a barge in California. So he's thinking, that's not going to affect me. This was before construction was shut down. But with COVID-19, no one was allowed to access or go on the barges to unload them. So just understanding the overall long tail effects, I think we're all still trying to grasp. As a result, the small business community was saddled with mandatory business closings, lower sales, and partnered with price increases due to overburdened supply chain, unexpected cost, retrofitting their environments, having to invest in a lot of PPE for themselves, for their employees, and then the worst of all, consumer fear and apprehension. And then all of that, again, layered with very necessary restrictions, but restrictions nonetheless. But it's one of those times when it's time to sit back and reflect as a small business owner and think about how you can intersect with the demands of the new normal. And the new subsets of the new normal are not going anywhere for the long term. So, we've had success with working with some of our smaller restaurant clients and getting them in the delivery and online lane, finally, which has helped to buoy their businesses and keep them afloat for some time, not to mention expose their businesses to consumers that were not their regular pedestrian traffic. So that's helped quite a bit. Thinking about products that people need. There's a business that we work with that specializes in vegan-friendly lip balm. And most recently, they just introduced a hand sanitizer that also includes a built-in moisturizer. So it's really just constantly forcing yourself to get creative and think outside of the box. Even items that will help combat the isolation blues. A greeting card client is in overdrive right now because it's been forecasted. The holiday greeting card business is going to more than quadruple the 2019 business. So she's busy, let's just say. It's a time, in times of crisis, we have seen businesses birth that we all know and support. And this is a time to think about the current business you're in and what other tentacles or extensions there may be for your business. I cannot emphasize enough, I suggest that the small business community approach their businesses almost as if it was day one, the same way they dreamed of all of the excitement and endless possibilities. It's a time and it creates a path to ignite that entrepreneurial spirit. While COVID-19 seems to have folks' flames being extinguished, this is not the time. This is the time to fuel the fire and get back to business. And as crazy as that sounds, it can be done.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gina, for sharing that. And, as you're sharing ideas about adaptations and also hardships, a lot of that was echoed in your applications and the things that you all were going through. So a lot of those sound familiar because it's adaptations you're trying to make. We also recognize, though, with your application, the adaptations you might have written about in early October or over the summer might have to look different right now. It's impossible to know how long this might last. And so the perspective that you might have had earlier on might need to change now. So something I definitely want to make sure of is that if you're getting stuck with adaptations, you need ideas, you're not sure how to move forward, you need marketing ideas, know that Gina as a partner is a resource, and so please reach out to us so that we can connect you with Gina as a resource, or we can support you in other ways with adaptations. We'd also love to continue to keep this network alive. So if we don't have the answer, some of your other small business grantee cohort partners might also be able to provide some ideas, because we're all trying to help each other in this moment.